Welcome back, everyone, to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan here for today on the show. Can I say? We're already having the best way to starting up an epic week because we have on the show the incredible, the amazing, the badass, the superstar, the legendary, the one and only Mary. Mary, how are you today?
I'm good. What an introduction. How could I be bad after an introduction like that? That's
There you go.
awesome. You're
And what
hyping me
better
up
way?
early in the morning.
There you go. Well, and what better way to have an incredible, super badass morning than to be chatting with someone as badass as you? You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you. I love it. Badass, definitely.
Absolutely.
I
Now,
strive
if
every
you're new
day to
to,
be more badass.
sounds like a plan to me. And right, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow. It helps a lot. But also, in the description below, you're gonna find all of Mary's social media. Let's follow her and let's find out why she's super badass. But no more, let's jump in. So, tell me, what was the moment, kind of the exact moment, when you knew that acting was more than a passion, that it had became kind of your purpose somehow?
Yeah, it's so funny because there is an exact moment, and it is my eighth grade performance as the Wicked Witch of the West in Wizard of Oz. And it sounds, I mean, the show was so lackluster. You know what I mean? We're all kids, just we don't know what we're doing. We threw together a show in like a month, and there's obviously no budget. I painted my face green with like stuff that I bought from CVS and stuff like that. And I don't think that I really even knew how special that moment was going to be until I was like in the middle of the show and I was just getting more and more into it, playing the character of the Wicked Witch of the West, which is so ironic because now my most of my career is built on playing villains. So it was truly like a really ironic origin story for me. But yeah, I just got so into it and I just felt like I had found this pocket of myself that I had never explored before. I had grown up doing children's community theater. I was always in choirs. I grew up just being put kind of on a stage and getting comfortable with performing. But I feel like in that moment, I just kind of sunk into something deeper or like I guess unlocked something in myself that I hadn't really found before or experienced before. And in that moment, I was like, I've never felt more alive. I felt like I was getting like a little bit of like a rush from it as the ripe age of like 12 that I was. And I felt like I was like, okay, I think this, I want to have this feeling for the rest of my life. And I don't think that I had found something that I was as good at before, like even as a child doing children's theater, that was more just for fun and hang out with my friends. But in that moment, I was like, oh, I found something that I'm good at and that I'm interested in, and that I kind of never want to stop doing. So it was very early on and not a very big, flashy, exciting moment. But that was the moment that I was like, I don't really think I want to do anything else.
And once you decided, you know what, this is gonna be my passion, what were some of those first challenges? Right, happens to all of us whenever we start something new. So in your
Mhm.
case, what was kind of that learning curve as you were making it to a pro career somehow?
The learning curve for me was that I was pretty shy. I'm a very extroverted person now, but it took me a really long time to get there. So even though I had this passion and when I got up on the stage, I felt this energy because I started in theater. I now work in film, TV, commercial, but I started my whole training, my whole life was in theater. And when I first started, when I got up on the stage, I felt this energy like I wanted to do something and perform and affect people with this medium, but I was pretty shy. So it took me a really long time to open up and discover how to be vulnerable in front of people and feel comfortable being vulnerable in front of people. So that was like an internal challenge that I had to overcome. And that took years and years of just pushing myself and trusting people who were training me. And then on the other side of it, in the last 5 years, the challenge has been networking, kind of going through the business, learning the business, because again, I grew up on the East Coast, so it was all training for Broadway, training for the stage. And then when I came to Los Angeles, it was a completely different industry, a whole new medium. And then, post-COVID, a lot of things changed. I wasn't going into auditions and singing with a piano anymore. I was self-taping at home. So there was a lot of like relearning how to market myself in this business. So, but there's going to be new challenges in every phase that we're going to have to, overcome. But I kind of like it though. You learn more, you grow. I think it's important to be challenged, or it can get a little boring, I guess,
Yeah, I
as in,
mean but
as in everything in life.
totally. I mean, it's part of the whole experience, right? Just the way it is. And I think the more you take it as part of the whole experience in order to get you where at some point you want to be, it's gonna be like more comfortable instead of don't know what the hell you're doing. Which sometimes that can be good. Not me, not gonna lie. You know, a little bit of chaos sometimes can actually teach you better where exactly to go, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you have to fail upwards a little bit, or like just, or fail completely and then rebuild it.
Totally.
And then you know you'll be better the next time. So there's a lot of trial and error. And I find, especially with this industry, sometimes it's better to just do it and make the mistake and figure it out and try again and do better next time than to be too scared and too hesitant to try anything at all. I feel like I sat in that kind of fear and discomfort for so many years because I didn't really know how to infiltrate the industry. I didn't really know how to grow my career, how to meet people, how to get my face in front of people, how to market myself, how to use social media, all of these different tools that can help you, that you have to take the initiative to do. I was too scared for so long to do it because I think a lot of it is imposter syndrome and not really believing or trusting in yourself and not trusting that you have the tools and the confidence and the capability to do it. But once you just do something, even if you post something and it fails, or you self-tape something and your first take is horrible, just doing it, just getting in that mindset of I'm going to be productive and I'm going to do something to advance my career, even if it's just one small thing that day, it just makes such a difference in getting in the habit of feeling uncomfortable and yeah, creating chaos for yourself. And then it doesn't feel chaotic anymore. Then it feels easy. And then, a year later you've built at something. It might be small, but you've built something and you are more capable than you were the year before when you were too scared to try.
How do you prepare emotionally for roles that demand, vulnerability, trauma, or sometimes grief? And how did you kind of come back from it?
So vulnerability is one that I have a lot more experience with because it took me so long to be able to be vulnerable in front of people. I feel like acting kind of taught me how to be vulnerable. And in that sense, I feel like finding a sense of play in it was a tool that really helped me to open up and feel comfortable. When it comes to grief and, those like heavier moments as an actor when you're playing a character that is experiencing something traumatic, and I feel like the way that I start the day is super important. If I know I have to go to set and I have a really heavy scene, I don't really get my energy up in the morning. I try to stay in like a really low, a really grounded place. I don't really like to talk to a lot of people. I like to just kind of stay to myself and stay in that mindset because that actually is not easy for me. Those moments of like accessing kind of like sadness and anger, vulnerability, grief, that is something that I struggle much more with. I feel like my pocket and like my strengths are more in comedy and in fun energy and you know what I mean. So that I can't get out of a mindset. I have to stay somewhere like low into myself because I'll lose it so fast. And a nostalgia kind of, I don't like to trigger myself. I find that to be really exhausting and not very productive. So I find that thinking of things that are like nostalgic, happy things from my childhood bring up a lot more emotion that I can work with in a healthy way rather than just like triggering myself with a bunch of sad stuff. And then in that sense, it's a little bit easier to come back from because then I've just lived in this world of like happy, sad, mixed memories rather than like just torturing myself all day long. And I've had success with that. And then coming back from it, I like to go see my friends pretty much immediately afterwards, or like I'll have something fun to do, or I'll go home and I'll watch a funny movie, or I just kind of do something to offset it. I find rest to be super important too. That kind of work can be really exhausting. So just taking care of myself afterwards is really important, listening to good music, stuff like that.
Do you
Mhm.
believe acting somehow heals, or can it sometimes reopen wounds we thought were closed?
I think acting has only ever healed me. I think it's helped me discover more things about myself. I think it's brought me a beautiful community of people. I think that I've become a more confident person because of it. I don't think it's impossible for it to reopen wounds. I think that it can be really triggering and hard, especially if you're playing a character that, sometimes that you relate to more than you know. I feel like that can bring up a lot of stuff that you can work through. But in my experience so far, I can say luckily that it's really healed me in a lot of ways and made me a better, stronger person.
Have you ever had like a role that somehow exposed a truth about yourself that maybe at that time you weren't ready to face?
Yeah, I think that that ties back into vulnerability. So I played a role back in college. I was a freshman and I was cast as the young woman in a play called Machinal. And I don't think that I was really ready to play it. I think that I had a really good audition and the director was really excited to work with me. I bring this up because it was a pretty pivotal moment in my career as an actor because I found that I had to dig deeper in myself. I had to become vulnerable. I had to start making choices. I had to start really taking control of myself as an actor in that moment. And I couldn't rely on other people to kind of tell me what to do. I had to find the character within myself. And I think that I found so much through that. I found vulnerability. I found softness. That was the first role that I had to, cry. It was a role that scared me so much, but I felt like I had achieved it in the end. And I found something that I was really proud of. And I think that it exposed a lot of my weaknesses as an actor, but in the end, it taught me the most out of any character that I've ever played. And it was just a college production. But those productions they're educational settings, so they're designed to teach you about yourself.
What do you think that is something about the craft that people outside the industry deeply misunderstand or overlook?
I think that they don't fully understand that an actor is a product. In terms of like the business side of things, I am a product and I need to market myself and I need to sell myself and it never ends, like even if I'm not booked on a project, I am constantly auditioning, submitting myself to auditions, posting on social media, trying to network with people, reaching out to casting directors, reaching out to producers to see if they need someone. I'm going to social events. Like it never really stops. And I find that maybe that could be a misconception from people who are outside of the industry that I am constantly marketing myself as a product. And I mean, I don't mean to take the humanity out of that because I am a human and I have a lot of different needs and I have a lot of different facets to my life. But at the end of the day, it truly never ends. Like it's a small business. I am my own business. And I don't think that a lot of people understand that. I think they are like, how's the acting thing going? Like doing any auditions? And like, I never stop. My brain never stops. I wake up every morning and I'm like, what am I going to do today to advance my career? And then when I go to bed, I think, have I done enough? Or what can I do tomorrow? What's the next thing? I'm constantly scheduling out my auditions. I'm constantly trying to meet new people, grow my network. So it can be pretty all consuming. It's what I love to do, and I never want to stop doing it. I don't think people understand how little rest you can get if you don't prioritize that.
And at the same time, how you stay grounded, right? In this industry that constantly asks you to either reinvent yourself or sell yourself to.
Yeah, it's all my community. It's all my friends. It's people who have like-minded interests, like-minded goals. We prioritize the same things. We help each other. I truly couldn't be where I am today without some of my friends who are reading for me for auditions, who are giving me, feedback and or encouragement, who are sending me auditions for things that work, or when I'm on set, people who are just like working and grinding with me. It's the people. It's always the people. For me, it's always the community. They inspire me and they keep me focused and grounded for sure.
In a world of social media and constant visibility, do you think mystery is still a useful tool for actors?
Yes and no. I found that I really had to push myself to post a lot more. I think that social media is a tool to grow, to gain exposure, to show people what you're working on, to network with other people, to build your community, to market yourself. It's so useful. And I find that I have really had to push myself because for so long I was like, I want to be mysterious. I don't want to put everything out there. And I think it really just depends on what the person is comfortable with. I think that there can be mystery in personal life, but I don't think that mystery in your career, I mean, unless you're signing an NDA and you can't share things, that's a completely different story. But I like to, at least right now in my current journey, I'm really trying to put it in people's faces. Everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm working on. Look at me playing this villain. Look at me playing this best friend. Look at this commercial I did. Look at this photo shoot that I did. Because I think it like a constant reminder that I am here and I'm ready to go and I want to work with you and you want to work with me. I think that that's a really important tool right now. Am I sharing every single aspect of my personal life? No, I think that is probably not the best way. I think social media is should be a tool to be productive in your career for actors. But it's whatever somebody is comfortable sharing. That's just how I'm using it right now. I think an air of mystery in personal life. I don't know that I'm at that level, but I think if you are like a celebrity, an air and mystery in personal life can keep people intrigued as well. I don't know who's intrigued in my personal life, but maybe one day. I think with posting, it does take a second to be like, why am I posting this? What is the purpose of this post? Who am I posting for? And for me right now, my Instagram, if you look at it, it's completely tailored to my acting career. And that's the way that I've intentionally steered it. But I was just at my best friend's wedding this weekend. I was sharing a ton of stuff about her. She was like a beautiful bride. It was an amazing event. So that was fun to share, but I'm not sharing what I ate for breakfast every morning. Like I'm not sharing like constantly every little aspect of my life, but I know that influencers do, and that's how they make their career. So like I said, it's really just how you want to use it as a tool for yourself. I think having that direction with it is really important, and I think that that's a really good utilization of the media.
Now, let's say that one day I call you and I tell you that I want to become an actor. Now, here's the thing, zero experience. So, based on what you know, what do you think that it will be important for me to know before jumping into this career?
That it's all consuming, that you probably will not, I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but it will be very hard for you to find success if it is not your number one priority at all times. It's also the financial investment. You need to get headshots. You need to pay for accounts. Again, your social media. Maybe you want to boost a post. I don't know, but there's a financial investment to it. There's like I'm buying clothes to go to, to set. I'm driving to set, which is gas. Like, uh, it's it's all consuming. And then if you want to, even make yourself like an LLC, then there's like a tax aspect to it. So I just warn that person, if you want to go do community musical theater, oh my God, go. Like, or if you want to get involved in making like sketches with your friends or acting and doing something fun to bring joy to your life, 100% do it. Like it's therapeutic, it's amazing, it's fun, it's the best thing in the world. But if you want to do it as a career, you have to be willing to give your entire heart and soul every single day to it, or it's gonna be hard to advance. And I don't mean I don't know if that sounds pessimistic in any way, but I think if you put a little bit into every day, it will get you somewhere. That's kind of been my mindset for years now. I just try to do whatever I can every day to advance my career, but people quit their careers to do it. People move across the country. I live so far from my parents to do this, so it's not a light fun thing. It can be really it requires a lot of sacrifice sometimes.
If one day your work helped someone feel seen or gave him the courage to dream again, would that be enough?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a acting coach. Her name is Tanya Lynette Smith. She was my first acting coach when I moved to LA. I love her. Oh my God, everything in the first few years that I gained in LA was because of Tanya. I met Bonnie through Tanya. We were talking about her earlier, but she said something to me that stuck with me in a class one day, and she said that like acting, theater, this medium, movies, the purpose is to have an effect on people. And I think that if you can have an effect, you have been successful. I play a lot of villains in the work that I do now. I play a lot of really, really terrible people, and I get comments on social media sometimes where they're like commenting about how horrible my character was and how they don't like me. And I find that that is success to me. I have played my character correctly. I have affected someone in the way that I wanted to. And, if I am lucky enough to ever play a role to inspire somebody to do something positive, or they finish my film, or they watch my episode of something and they feel better about themselves, then I mean that's the whole point, right? What else are we doing? We're trying to cause an effect on people. We're trying to change people in a way, hopefully positively. But yeah, I think that that's the whole point. So my answer is yes.
Switch it to our next action, speed round questions. Yes, no, or pass. Super simple. Gonna ask a couple of questions in which you can only answer yes, no, or maybe pass. You ready?
Okay, ready.
Do you ever stay in character after the director yells cut?
Yes.
Have you ever cried in a scene that it wasn't scripted?
Yes.
Do you believe in method acting?
A little yes, a little no. I know that wasn't
Okay.
an answer.
Have you ever regretting saying yes to a role?
No.
Do you think awards still matter?
Yes.
Is vulnerability your greatest weapon as an actor?
No.
Do you memorize lines quickly?
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever rewritten a line in your head because it didn't feel real?
Yes.
Do you think fame ruins craft?
Yeah, I think it can. Depends on the person.
And would you take a break from acting if your soul asked for it?
Yes.
All right. And before wrapping up, a couple of questions more. Tell me what motivates you. We all have those days that basically we just want to quit. It's inevitable, happens to all of us. So whenever those days happen, how you stay positive?
Exercise. Exercise is so important for me. It clears my head. It pumps me up. It makes me feel good. I love yoga. I love hiking. Just getting outside, resetting, just taking a couple hours to myself to, yeah, just clear my head. And I also like to watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of TV and a lot of movies, and I find that those stories inspire me. I find that watching the actors' performances inspire me. If I'm feeling really exhausted and I don't want to do that audition, and then I watch something and I'm like, you know what, Mary, you're not going to get a role like that. You're not going to be in something like that unless you get up and you do the self-tape. So yeah, I find and being inspired by other people, but then also taking a break to clear my mind. That'll reset me for sure.
And you know what? My last question, so we can all enjoy and relax here. You ready?
Ready.
Cool. What do you think that could be the best title for this episode?
Be vulnerable, have fun, and do it.
I like it. Sounds like a franchise to me.
Yeah.
Let's find
Yeah.
out. Let's see where it takes us in a few years. Just saying.
Yeah. Let's see.
Pretty cool. And
Hmm.
you know what? At the end, what can I say? I find it amazing. I find it amazing that you're doing what makes you happy. We all know that, sure, it's super cliche, do what makes you happy and all of that, but at the same time, it's a pain in the butt. It's not meant for everyone to actually follow 100% a path that drives them, a path that actually sets their soul and all of that, you make it happen. You're showing that dreams are possible, and I think that is super positive, super important, especially right now in this day and era, which is just path. But the fact that we can rely on people like you who are sure creating cool content, but that also are sending a positive message to it. That's amazing. That's badass. And now we discover why you're badass. So mission accomplished. What can I say?
Mission accomplished. You're badass too. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you giving me a platform to talk about my life and my career and my craft. So thank you for having me. I've loved our conversation. It's been awesome.
Thank you. Thank you as well. I also want to thank those who stayed the whole episode. Let us know what you think in the comments below. But by this point, come on. You should know why Mary's super badass. So let's follow her. Let's share some love. Hashtag Team Mary. And again, thank you for making this happen. Keep shining out there. Have an incredible, an incredible week. Keep rocking. Keep kicking ass for sure. And I'll definitely be seeing you in the next one.
Yeah, keep kicking ass. Let's go.
All right.